I Built Cities Skyline 2.
Greetings YouTube, this your escapee speaking. I have been stealing food from the anime brat and the mods. I will sneak them into the basement to feed the cult.
I hope you had a good day. We're gonna watch Funny Frogman. Yep. Here we go.
Hello, sir. Hey!
Bruh.
Hello again. Welcome to Poopville. A few weeks ago, the wonderful people over at Paradox Interactive gave me access to an early build of Cities Skylines 2. And then, they put me on a crane. We'll talk about that later.
An actual crane? Hold on.
And then,
A full-on you know what? Go off.
they put me on a crane. We'll talk about that later. In Cities Skylines 2, you build cities, construct townships, move people around with mass transit networks, and try your absolute hardest to not murder hundreds of thousands of people with a tsunami of poo. Since this is an early pre-release of the game, only a select few
Hold on a minute. I know I did not just see what I saw in his game library. I'm going back. Also, if you want to watch us live, you can Twitch TV, Pinebaby VT, and subscribe and like the video because they like me more when you do that. Among Us, City Skylines, my first Honey Pop, Nicopara, all the way up to Volume 3. Pretty Girls Battle. Oh yeah, if you're lucky, Icicle will gift you a subscription. VTube Studio at the bottom is what ties all this shit together, honestly. Oh, they have Ruby! Ruby Grim Eclipse. I always wanted to play that game. Pop off,
only a select
Frogman.
few people
Pop
can
off.
actually play it, which gave me a devilish idea. Without too much effort, I can probably make the largest city the game has ever seen. And
Oh my
then,
God.
I can commit unspeakable atrocities upon my glorious creation.
Oh my god, look at all the people. I love that they reused the same, what is it, the character models for the civilians. You know, obviously it saves more space and time. It's easier on your PC and everything. But damn!
So, let us begin.
Let us begin!
Wanting to start things off properly, I began the game with tutorials. Move with these keys, tilt the camera with these keys, build roads like this. Zoning. And before I knew it, I had built the beginning of a small town, burgeoning with life, ready to take on the future, inhabited by the brightest of a new generation.
A town of bustling opportunities, limitless growth.
Yep. That's, yeah.
Bruh.
Unlike the first game, I had no limit on the amount of terraforming I could do, which meant I could do things.
Fucking
this.
classic guy thing to do.
For the city's road network, I had conceived an
Can I ask a question? Genuinely, why does, like, every guy I know do that in video games? Just why? I never understood it. Why? Is it just because you guys find it funny or something? Because it's funny? Because it's funny? I never found it, really, funny, but I am, like, kind of a prude, so... Couldn't tell you. Don't worry about it. Okay. 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 Pop off. Who am I to
incredible solution
judge?
to traffic. Triangles. This amazing
Yo!
technology makes every single intersection in the city 6 ways. You might think this is very stupid, and it is, but what's even stupider is this type of intersection actually exists in real life. And where else would it exist than beautiful, sunny Los Angeles? The real intersection is
Oh my
even
god,
worse than these ones,
I have
though,
so many
because it
Los
doesn't have any
Angeles
traffic
horror
lights,
stories.
just 6 stop signs.
I have heard so many. Do any of you have like a Los Angeles horror story? God, what even is mine? I think I think it was a full-grown man taking a coffee out of like a stroller to throw it at someone's car. Was what I saw.
Than these ones, though,
It was
because it
kinda
doesn't have any traffic
crazy.
lights. Just 6 stop signs. What the fuck?
And it wasn't just like The coffee wasn't in, like, the coffee holder slot. It was where the baby was supposed to be. And it just chucked it. I couldn't, I don't know.
With traffic 100% solved forever, I could move on to more important things, like schools, police stations, water infrastructure, fire stations, and most importantly, somewhere to put all the poo. How about, here. Once the poo had been successfully routed into the Poocano, it was only a matter of time until it filled. Well, a matter of a very long time. I spent
wild.
about another hour on the city, and by then it had filled to about here. Not very high. And that meant it was time to drink. Placing a water pump inside the Poocano resulted in fresh poo being delivered
What?
directly to people's taps.
Why did I think you'd actually try to treat people nice? What the hell?
Placing a water pump inside the Poocano resulted in fresh poo being delivered
What the
directly to
fuck?
people's taps, which caused the entire city to either pack up and leave, or die. Well, Poopville was no more. And with that, we move on to attempt 2. Gentlemen, welcome to Pennist.
Oh my god.
This city went a little better than Poopville. A little. This time, I spent a bit longer learning the basic principles of the game, and examined things that had been changed from Cities Skylines 1. Things like much larger, really nice looking service buildings, like this coal plant. Ooh, or this landfill. I checked out the new zoning,
yes,
pedestrian only streets, the grid tool, and of course, radio announcements telling you what's going on in the city.
All I see is like, yes. This reminds me
This coal plant.
of the
Ooh,
wasteland
or
we
this
live in.
landfill. I checked out the new zoning, pedestrian only streets, the grid tool, and of course, radio announcements telling you what's going on in the city.
The commercial district is booming.
More radio
I
announcements.
could
So
imagine.
a housing shortage is bad for the people trying to move here, right?
And my personal favorite,
There's a widespread concern over fears that an insidious underground criminal organization has seized control of the area.
Recent crime stats confirm that the crime wave has certainly gripped our region.
Hold on, I want to go back and look at that from the beginning. The editing is crazy.
Insidious underground criminal organization has seized control of the area.
Recent crime stats confirm that the crime wave has certainly gripped our region, and it's showing no signs of letting up.
I don't like the sound
Bruh.
of that, Glenda.
We'll be back after this.
oh, fuck! All of this was great. So, I, flattened a bit of land and got to work on the next area. I did a bit of bus stuff, zoned a bunch of housing, built these terrible, awful roads connecting everything, and then people started drinking poo again. Fucking goddamn shit. Attempt 3. Before attempt 3 began, I had a few things to do. Namely, fly all the way to Germany, hang out for a few days, and then get hoisted 50 meters into the
What
air
the?
by a crane. Now that we're in position, it was time to begin.
No. What the hell? That sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Hoisted 50 meters into the air by a crane.
What the hell? If you fall, you're just kind of dead, huh? What the heck? No, they got whole PC setups here and everything. What the
Now that we're in position, it was time to begin our fabulous new
Oh,
city.
he had a worse seat. The sun's in his eyes. Rest in peace.
When naming this new city, I tried to think of a name that inspired greatness. A name that made me think. Gentlemen, behold, the grand city of... This time, I wasn't going to keep messing around. This time, I would research the ins and outs of city building, and I would construct a wonderful, perfect, flawless utopian city. So first things first, I did some research. And with that research completed, here are my findings.
Do you think that's what it feels like to gain consciousness to the real world? Just all of that.
So, we want to build the large...
That's what Pine's brain sounds like? Do you mean the microwave noise? Do you mean the microwave noise? Because that would make sense, yes. When I have headaches a lot, it sounds like there's TV static in my brain constantly that gets louder and louder until I hear my heartbeat in my head. And by then, I just lay down and go to sleep. I tried to. So it's not that far off.
Largest possible city. A city that has an extremely high population, all buying products, driving their car, and most importantly, pooping out their butt.
Oh
Well,
my
to get to that
God.
point, our new city of couldn't just be a huge grid with nothing but apartment buildings. Believe me, I tried.
Hello there.
No one moved in.
Oh,
This
hi.
city needed to be attractive. People had to actually want to move in. And that substantially complicates things. So, why would a citizen want
Why did I remember? Hold on.
moved in? This city needed to be attractive.
I miss my wife tails.
Okay. I miss my life too. I don't know why. That made me just remember the. Oh. God damn it. Why did I stop for that? Whatever. It made me remember the. Haha, no! Don't evict me! You're so sexy! No!
People had to actually want to move in. And that substantially complicates
Don't
things.
evict me!
So, why would a citizen want to move here? Well, maybe they've got a good job, or the amenities are nice, the shops sell cool stuff, the city services are reliable, it's safe, there are dudes that be selling that good Zaza, plenty of crack, a nice, pleasant location to gamble away my kids' college fund, hookers on every street corner. The reasons one might want to live in a city are truly endless, so we have to try to accommodate as many as possible. First and foremost, they need somewhere to live. So let's build some roads, zone them for low-density residential, and wait.
Holy shit!
Hooray!
It's just like streaming.
Our first citizen, the Pooh Man. If I wanted the Pooh Man to actually stay in this city, I needed to build a few service buildings. A groundwater pump for pumping groundwater. A windmill for milling
What
wind.
the fuck?
A few
No.
service buildings. A groundwater pump for pumping groundwater. A windmill for milling wind. An
Jesus
industrial
Christ!
sector for people to work at. And then I had to decide on a place to put the Pooh.
You just put it. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'll put it here. Once that was all done, I zoned a few more things, and then just sort of sat back and watched my creation do its magic. I even found a dog.
Oh shit.
Bar.
Bar.
And there we go. Our first milestone. Ooh. This milestone unlocked a few new service buildings. I placed down a medical clinic, a cemetery, an elementary school, a landfill.
I'm fine, how you doing? I'm doing good. Hi. But I find it funny. You put the medical center and then immediately after a cemetery. Just in case things didn't work out.
I placed down a medical clinic, a cemetery, an elementary school, a landfill. The city of was definitely making me go With the city now growing quite quickly, came even more online. Roundabouts, fire stations, police stations, higher density housing, specialized industry, and before I knew it, had reached 1,000 population. And nighttime. Nighttime in this game looks quite nice.
Yeah, it looks
Now,
really
the
pretty.
build I was playing on
actually.
was quite an early one, which meant it came with a few bugs here and there. My favorite of which being gas stations with, rather powerful lights. So, what next?
Oh my god, the glare! Oh, I'm kind of covering it with my body. Hold on. I want you guys to see how bad the glare is. Hold on. Let me go over here for a minute. Look at the glare! Look at how bad it is! Discord light mode? How many of you actually use light mode? I've seen a few people use light mode. Let me go back. Apologies.
With, rather powerful lights. So, what next? Well, now the city had reached 1,000 population, I had to do something truly awful. I had to start thinking. You see,
Oh, no.
in the first game, all big cities had one common struggle. Traffic. If I wanted the city to be truly huge, I had to get on top of traffic before it became an issue. So of course, I did some more research. Holy shit! Roads. Roads on the surface.
That's how it feels to wake up. Oh my god. You know, like, after you take a little bit too much medicine or whatever, when I wake up, I have a cold, so I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna take more meds when I go to bed tonight. Everything's gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay. Oh, thank you for the watch streak. Yeah. I swear
So,
I
of
wake
course,
up like that in the morning.
I did some more research.
Just this.
Holy shit. Roads. Roads on the surface may seem simple enough. Get them wrong, and disaster will follow. So, how do you not get them wrong? Well, by following a few basic principles of road networks. First being, roadway hierarchy. You probably already have a vague idea of what this means. Obviously, a highway has a pretty different purpose than the road that goes to your house. The hierarchy goes like this. Highways, then arterial roads, then collectors, and then local roads. They don't necessarily need different numbers of lanes or higher speed or really anything distinguishing them. The distinction is more about where they are in the network than what they actually look like. Each step down the hierarchy trades off mobility, or how fast you can get from point A to B, with access, or how many things you can put on that road. Local roads have the highest access, but lower.
Can't confirm that's how it feels to wake up even without meds. Crusader, are you okay? Are you okay? Have some halls if your throat hurts? I've done that before, yeah.
Mobility, while highways have the highest mobility with the lowest access. Speaking of highways, hey, there's a highway right there.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
back to the city of... We can see that these
My
basic road
eyes, they
principles have already
actually
been
just
used.
got flashbacks.
This road here is an arterial road. We've got some collectory looking dudes off to the side here, and all our houses are placed nicely along local roads. Next up, another neighborhood. An arterial road up here, and... wonderful.
One of you implied that you're okay. You're not okay. You agreed to be my mod. You're never okay. I'm so sorry for you.
As our city grew larger, we unlocked even more stuff. This stuff is quite important, since we need to keep our citizens happy so more move in. In order to keep our citizens happy, I had devised a devious plan. Fuck that.
Apart! Holy shit.
With the city sufficiently, lathered in parks, I could add more stuff. An industrial area here, some mixed-use developments over here, a college here, an experimental pedestrian-only street with shops over here, and before I knew it, 5,000 population. At this point in the game, issues start cropping up, like our cash flow is still negative, or there's a little bit of traffic, or there's a giant forest fire bearing down on the city. Yeah, I'm sure all that's fine. We're gonna take the noble path and completely ignore it. You see, in
What? Oh my god, the amount of traffic. Just add one more lane, guys. One more lane will fix it. Totally. Just add another lane. Oh.
City Skyline's road design and layout will only get you so far in fighting traffic. The best way to stop jams is for there to be no cars there in the first place. Gentlemen, it was time to busy ourselves with public transit. At our small scale, we only really have the capacity to add buses. So we'll add some buses. I remember first playing City Skylines 1 and spamming the shit out of buses absolutely everywhere. Doing this resulted in bus lines that look something like this. Now
Oh my
yes,
god, what the fuck?
doing this resulted in bus lines that look something like this.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, you know what? The blue line is all one bus. Oh. Okay.
Now yes, this line does in fact service a lot of people, but if you live here and want to go here, instead of the bus going straight there, it goes here, then around here, and then stops here, and finally arrives here. This system
I see.
is dumb. It's far better to have a bus that just goes from one point to another in the city, and then stops in between.
Yeah.
With that said, here's my first bus route. It takes people from the apartments to the industrial area and back. Simple. Now of course, the whole point of doing this is to allow people to get around without using their car. The vast majority of people, when given the choice between a bus and a car, all else equal, will almost always choose a car. This is great.
I mean, yeah, wouldn't you choose the car? A lot of people just want to be left alone and not deal with other people. I can imagine that's why a majority of people want to use the car. Or the people just can't afford a car, so they use the bus instead. I don't know. But you do save a lot more money using a bus, don't you? You gotta be okay with walking some distance, though.
If you want your city to look like this, but I don't. So we need to make the bus a viable alternative. We can do this with bus lanes to prioritize bus traffic, or by not providing parking near the destination so they can't drive there. What's more important, however, is that the public transit system has layers to it. Public transit isn't just buses. It's also trams, metro, ferries, trains, and even aircraft.
All these systems should mesh together to provide a viable alternative to just getting in your car and driving.
Thank you, Icicle. It's very sweet of you. Thank you.
Your destination. The end result? Well, hopefully, not this.
With the beginnings of our public transit network laid out, came rezoning. If I wanted the city to be the largest the game had ever seen, these single-family homes were no good. In their place, I zoned for mixed use, which are just apartment blocks with shops on the bottom. Instead of housing 4 or 5 people, mixed-use developments can house 60 to 80. Of course, I couldn't rezone everything at once, so I just did it gradually. Bulldozing Grandma's house, only every so often.
Grandma, no!
With more population, once again, came more unlocks. This time, we'd unlocked the office space. Why work in a dangerous, hazardous manufacturing job when you can just sit on a computer and slap a keyboard for 8 hours a day? Wait a minute, officers had a few advantages.
No, the posture! Oh my god, I get the same posture. When I go to write down different songs or different plans I have for, like, you know, future debut or whatever, I assume the shrimp posture. We all do. The shrimp posture.
Sit on a computer and slap a keyboard for 8 hours a day. Wait a minute, officers have a few advantages over industry. The important one being, they don't produce pollution. This means that we can place them wherever we want. They also employ a higher proportion of educated workers. This is good when your city has a high level of education. Mine doesn't, but it's nice to think that maybe someday...
Yo, wait, I wanna see it again.
Mine doesn't, but it's nice to think that maybe someday it will. In the meantime, though, the citizens needed to be put back to work. Ah, shit. In particular, we needed more industry. Perhaps like this chemical plant building thing, which looks really cool, and what a drink, whatever funny liquid it produces.
Oh no. Oh my god. Again, the editing is insane. Hey! My man. Sorry. What the Oh my god, I want to rewatch all of that. The amount of time that must have took is insane. You guys do realize I did like a fraction of what he did, and it took me like hours to do for like just school assignments. This is insane. Oh my god. Also, I still crave to see a VTuber do like a debut video in this style. I would love to see a VTuber with this just scuff style. I would do it myself if I wasn't so much of a coward. So cool! Jump in the Mountain Dew. Do it. How many Red Bulls can I drink before I can feel my bones? For me, it was 2. I don't drink Red Bull anymore, except for, like, whenever it's in Dutch Bros drinks. It only took 2. Freaked me out. Never did it again.
Oh, fuck. In that time I spent doing, whatever it was that I was doing, the city had managed to pass the 15,000 population milestone. Nice. Oh yeah, and I was, still on the crane. Guys, it's been a long time, guys, can you please let me down, please, guys? Everything in was going perfectly. The commercial district was...
The commercial district is booming.
It's booming.
Industry was on the rise.
Industry in the region is on the rise, and when
A housing shortage was driving up prices in the area.
housing shortage is driving up prices in the area.
Oh my god, yes, I get it. Do these radio announcers ever shut the fuck up?
No, Martin. We don't shut up. Martin, time is running out. The citizens demanded Martin. The citizens want poo. Martin, the volcano is
No.
calling.
No, why are you
Martin,
saying this?
the
No, this isn't
volcano
right. Stop,
is
please.
Don't
Stop.
do it.
Stop, please. Please stop. Go away. No, what are you talking about? I like this city. No, please. What are you talking about? No, I don't want to flood it with poo. No. No. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I hit this new milestone. Built this bridge thing. Yeah.
Martin.
Okay, well, maybe we should try a port. You know, because it's got like the funny. You know, the funny. You know, the funny water vehicle. You know, the funny. So I made a port. Now the city has shipping access. Hooray! Okay, how about a train yard and some trains? Alrighty, bam, trains. A stop over here, a stop over here, some tunnels connecting them all, this cool train bridge thing. Nice. How about a metro? Metro stations, tunnels, metro lines. The attractiveness of was truly off the charts. And in the next couple of hours of playing, the population ballooned from 15,000 to 50,000 people. This, once again...
That's what it feels like if you... if you spread out your content to other platforms. Like, it goes from one person to, oh shit, hi, there's like 15 of you now. What the
ballooned from
fuck?
15,000 to 50,000 people.
Jesus
This,
Christ.
once again, unlocked a swath of new high-density buildings. So to cram even more people into my more and more limited space, I zoned a bunch of high-rises. Was well on its way to city glory. But this huge influx did in fact cause a few issues. Namely, traffic. With so many people moving in all at once, car traffic coming into the city was truly huge. So to combat this, I came up with a genius idea. A wonderful, pleasant, beautiful urban highway. Currently,
Oh,
there's
shit,
only
just
one
one
access
more
point
lane,
into the city.
please,
But with our
one more
wonderful
lane.
new urban highway and this cool bridge, there was now two. Okay, highways are cool and all that, but what's the best way to merge a highway with another road? Gentlemen,
What
it's
is it? The Kendrick, drop one more song and my life is yours. Drop one more lane and my life is yours.
highways are cool and all that, but what's the best way to merge a highway
Please.
with another road? Gentlemen, it's time to dive into the wonderful world of interchanges. So, you're an urban planner, and you've got a problem. You've got this big road going this way, and another big road going this way. How do you join them together? Well, with an interchange. There are several to choose from, and they all serve slightly different purposes. Trumpet interchange, three-way directional interchange, single-point urban interchange, cloverleaf, partial cloverleaf, diverging diamond, and everyone's favorite concrete abomination, the stack interchange.
Oh my god, I've been on one of these. Have you guys been on one of these before? I've been on one of these. It's honestly terrifying. Felt like I was in the back rooms for a minute. Okay, the only reason why it felt like I was in the back rooms was because I was asleep, and when we were going over it is when I woke up. It's fucking terrifying.
Some of these interchanges are meant for moving traffic from one highway to another, like the stack interchange, while others are made for taking traffic off the highway and putting it onto a more accessible road. This is what we want for our new highway, so for this job I chose the diamond interchange. Well, a pretty basic and honestly shit version of one, but a diamond interchange nonetheless. I repeated this basic shit design down the length of our wonderful stretch of road and ended up with this. Once that was done, it was time to build a cool bridge all the way back to the mainland and connect it up to the highway down there. This requires another interchange.
Oh my god.
Hooray! For this job, we're using a three-way directional interchange. As the title says, it's three ways, directional, and an interchange.
Imagine.
Yeah. Anyway, with that placed down, this wonderful new section of highway is open for business. And you know what that means? More expansion.
No.
More expansion, of course, meaning huge influxes of new people. In just a few hours, the city managed to go from 50,000 population all the way up to 90,000.
Oh damn!
Huge
Look
swaths
at
of new
that.
people making their way into the city via our new highway proved very quickly that the interchanges I had designed were in fact very bad, and I should feel bad about it. Fucking idiot, fucking stupid dumbass. Not to worry though, because one of my intercity trains I had the foresight of building was doing some serious heavy lifting. A couple of them were even full, holding 800 passengers each. All 800 of which got
Oh my god.
holding 800 passengers each.
Why watching this while walking, hunting for a food truck. Good luck. Yeah. Ooh, you know what? I should actually get something to eat. I don't know what to eat though.
All 800 of which got off at one station, causing this wonderful cascade of bodies to come flooding out, filling the streets like some sort of gelatinous liquid. Beautiful. And with that, more expansion. I built more neighborhoods, and more thousands of people flocked to me. Tram lines, highways, thousands of spaces for new buildings. It was only a matter of time before the population skyrocketed yet again. Yeah, except it, didn't. For whatever reason, people had decided enough was enough, and they didn't want to move in anymore. What's worse is, for the life of me, I couldn't figure out why. Mousing over the citizen happiness meter revealed that citizens in
Okay, small homes, lots of noises. Oh shit! Yippee! Hi! Welcome in. Oh, the mailing service is shit. Okay, that makes sense.
my city were having a wonderful time. Lots of wealth, reliable city services, and no poo in the drinking water. Yet, this city was just good. So why then was no one moving in? During this whole time of expanding the city, I had assumed that offices are just plain better than industrial areas. You see, offices can be placed anywhere, so I'd just been placing them wherever I pleased.
Oh,
Typically,
no.
right next to residential, so people wouldn't have to travel far for work. Unfortunately, there's a limit.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
At some point, people get sick of their keyboard slapping and need manufacturing jobs. So I gave them what they wanted, and holy shit, a nice
Oh my
influx
god.
of
The floods of people, look at that!
So I gave them what they wanted, and holy shit, a nice influx of tens of thousands of people. I passed over 100,000, then over 150. People were literally dying to get to my city. And, predictably, the traffic was really bad.
Add one more lane in my life is yours. I'm sorry, that's all I keep thinking about. That's all I keep thinking about. What?
I expanded so much that I'd filled up the barrier island. I expanded down to the mainland, filling it with a huge, expansive suburbia. I built over 100 elementary schools. The
Oh my God,
population grew
not
still.
that
I built
sound
these cool
effect.
university buildings. The Large Hadron Collider.
I just had flashbacks to the FNAF stream.
100 elementary schools. The population grew still. I built these cool university buildings. The Large Hadron Collider. This
Fine, give us a fork plushie and my life is yours. Well, I'm actually planning on doing it eventually when I do end up doing merch stuff. I want to have a fork plushie. I feel like that'd be nice. If not a fork plushie, it will be involved in the pine plushie. I promise.
This needle-looking thing, and the population grew still. International airport, more suburbia, nuclear energy, more industry, trams, trains, more suburbia, highways, skyscrapers, incineration plants, more suburbia, infrastructure of all shapes and sizes. The city grew, and grew, and grew. And here we are, fellas.
Look at that.
300,000 citizens. I'm pretty confident this is the largest city ever built in Cities Skylines 2. Now, let me ask you a question.
Yes?
What are 300,000 people good at? Maybe making a lot of money, or using lots of incineration plants, or perhaps producing lots of digital goods. Yes, they are good at all of those things, but they're most good at one thing in particular.
Traffic.
They are good at pooping.
Oh,
Gentlemen,
my bad.
I present to you the purpose of this city, what everything has been leading up to. I present
No.
the Volcano.
What the fuck? Oh no. Oh my god. That is an insane shot. That is movie quality. Look at that. Holy shit. Oh my god, towers are collapsing. What the fuck? The houses are falling. The death. Oh my god.
ensuing Poonami, the entirety of was destroyed. Only one single person remained. The Pooh Man. If you'd like to
He
beat my
survived? What?
person remained. The Pooh Man. If you'd like to beat my record and claim even more lives, pre-order this fantastic game with my link. Goodbye.
Well, there that goes. Goodbye. Holy shit! What the fuck? That was crazy. Here, I'll get big. Goodbye. Goodbye. It was a lot of fun. I'm sorry I was just shocked Pikachu face for most of it, but I had fun. I hope you had fun too. Goodbye! See you,